And we are back. So, last we left off, the crew of the expedition has found themselves in dire straits as they are recovering from the demonic incursion brought to them by the treacherous Knights Panther, whom they are attempting to catch up with, as it has been found out that they are making due haste to Sudenburg to try to head off the remaining expedition from completing their ultimate goal. However, with most of their food stores and water supplies dwindling to almost nothing, the expedition needs to move towards Vulture Mountain to hopefully resupply as best they can. Fingers crossed they find something somewhere to help them out. That is the closest landmark that is a viable source of either of these options. Not saying it's going to be a great one, but that is your current goal. Before you made it to the mountain, you're about a day away. You happen to stumble upon some deserters from the expedition. These would have been one of the many bands of sellswords that apparently were not only traitors to the expedition, but were betrayed by those they betrayed you for. As Nog found out through his very aggressive, what do I want to call this style of interrogation?
Aggressive negotiations.
We call it like a foodgasm or something. I don't know what you want to call it. It was
Uh,
horrible.
I think
And
it was something I heard. It was called them Ors Divorce.
there we go. Ors Divorce. As he devoured said individuals, learning through his gullet some of the fragments of information that you ultimately needed, along with Luther brutally interrogating said individuals, lighting them on fire and then crushing them with his construct. I will also note, Nog, you will have learned during your interrogation.
With my Empire Lord.
Not exactly.
Oh, well.
Um, you will have learned that the knights are now calling themselves the Eyes of Change.
Losers.
So they have
Make sure.
forsaken their former names, and now they are known as the Eyes of Change.
What were they formerly?
They were Knights Panther.
Oh, yeah, no. Henry's boys, they.
Now they are
Wow.
the.
So, just standing orders, Henry, to eat any of these traitors that we come across.
Yes, kill them
There's
all.
nothing more to be learned from these wretched
Kill them
souls, is there?
all.
Kill them all and let the Panthers sort them out.
So Lucien and Johanna collected rations as much as they could off these individuals, leaving their bodies to rot out in the sun, not bothering to bury them. The ones that Nog didn't eat, at least. You ultimately decided on one of the most grisly fates you could leave a human being in that ultimately Nog forced him to fight the last remaining companion. Then Nog killed the other guy, essentially broke the man, and then left him alive with his shattered reality there with no rations to die in the desert as you guys moved away.
Oh, no, there were probably bits and pieces of his friends he could eat.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. We'll see what happens to him then.
Very Mad Max.
Yeah, I'd say so. As you guys move away, you make it to you have your encampment for the night. During the night, you guys hear something out in the distance towards Vulture Mountain. You hear this ridiculous shriek, like an ear-piercing shriek, reverberates all around. Everyone in the camp, like all the horses, like kind of buck up and like almost something instinctually, like try to like move before they're quieted down. And then it settles down for the night. Wolfram, I think you have the best perception.
Yeah.
Wolfram, you see out towards the base of the mountain, you see campfires. little specks of light out in the distance. And you can just barely hear rhythmic sounds like drumming.
Can I see how many campfires, or is it just a mass?
You see kind of like a mass.
Okay.
It's hard to distinguish. You're about a days away from the mountain.
Okay.
Your eyes are that good. So,
All right, I'm gonna go find Luther and let him know what I just saw. That I saw up on the ridge. Oh, you feeling better, Luther? You look much better. Got the blood cleaned off. Beautiful scar forming too. But parade's not why I came out right now. I got a little elevation. I could see that it appears at the base of Bolter Mountain that there's some kind of encampment already. I swear I saw not just one or two, but a large group of campfires. And on the night's wind, you can hear what sounds perhaps drumming or something like that, but there is a rhythm.
Well, we will let everyone know and be prepared as we closer and closer to the mountain. Unfortunately, we still need to head that direction. It was the quickest way to Sudenburg. And hopefully we can find some more food and water closer to the mountain's base.
Oh, good. That's why you're the leader. I give him a good slap on the shoulder with my munchy hand.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of let it linger for a second, not thinking about it. See if he notices anything, and go back out. Go back on the sentry.
As you go back out on sentry, you hear the rhythmic thrumming well into the night, and then it dies out in the morning. All of you pack up your stakes and begin to move once more towards the mountain. Towards the end of the day, you are fastly approaching the mountain itself. It is quite evident that there is a large encampment at the base of this mountain. The raucous laughter that bellows over the winds of the great sand, the great desert, and the smell wafting out of this encampment, and you can see it's like strange looking tents put together using bones as support beams and whatnot. Large fires in these massive cauldrons. Nog, you are salivating as the closer and closer you get, and you recognize the smell of man flesh.
Stuff.
That's probably not good for whoever's over there, though.
What would you guys like to do?
Is it ogre in nature?
It is quite evident, more than likely, this is a massive ogre encampment at the base of this mountain.
Ogres. Well, depending on how hungry they are, perhaps we can negotiate. It does, I guess, as Nog said it, I guess it smells like they've eaten recently. Ogres are always relatively hungry, though.
Would they have any provisions useful for us?
Probably
typical
not.
ogre food is not fit for man.
Perhaps we should go around.
You don't strike me as the cannibal type, Mr. Lucian.
I have not
Is it
the
the
taste
base?
for it.
Is it at the base of the mountain?
They're at the base of the mountain.
Is the path through them? Is it the only way? I mean, like Lucian said, is there a way? Is there an obvious way we can?
If you guys want to try to go around them, you can. You will lose time.
Do you not think you'd be able to recruit them to our cause?
Ugh. How big is the camp? Pretty large.
Large.
Huh? Large.
Can we see any emblems or anything that tells what tribe or nation or club? What
There
I don't know
is.
how ogres differentiate.
It's. It would be hard for Wolfram to tell the difference.
Yeah.
Nog, looking out, Nog, even amongst yourselves, Nog. I mean, while Nog is smart for an ogre, he's still an ogre, guys. He's not going to know everything
That's
there is to
relative.
know.
Yeah.
But as you're looking out, there are like banner poles and whatnot. Specifically, they look like they are what looks like they're circular, like a circular symbol drawn on them that has teeth all around it, like a gaping maw of some kind. And there are
World eaters.
no. But there are what look like cleavers kind of like crossed behind it.
This may be rude of me, but can you not just enter some feat of strength that requires eating? Out-eat their leader? Let us pass unharmed? Do you not follow like orcs, where they follow the biggest one? The biggest and the baddest.
We can provide the most provisions. We're going to go.
I like the
around
idea of going around. I say we just go through.
Yeah, I mean, they may have been one-time mercenaries for the Empire. I mean, we should be able to communicate with them.
No?
Lead the way, Luther.
Are you
I-
approaching
Not,
the
this is looking horse you have.
I say we go around. That would be my suggestion.
How?
Well, perhaps I would like to see my friends intact and our men uneaten. If we can go. I say we go around. If they try to engage us, we will try to communicate, and if that fails, we will defend ourselves. Unfortunately, I think we've come across a run of bad luck, and I don't think this is the gods looking down on us benevolently currently.
Now we've come across. Now?
Yes. So, I say, let us circumvent them for now.
Do I get to speak in this at all,
Of course.
Steinauer? Let me just say that the ogre they're kind of like me. They do mercenary work. You pay. They do. If we could strike up an exchange of some sort, perhaps we can make a deal.
What do we have to offer?
We would not know unless we try. I suggest we send a small group to communicate. Not all of us go. We stay back just in case. I volunteer you, Magister.
Of course.
I mean, you are the best talker, and you do lead the expedition. Yes. Everybody looks around, and you see people nodding. Yeah, he does. You'd probably take Nog as well. Let's be honest. I mean, he could probably vouch for you as a small human.
Yes.
And me, sir, and me, Master Rory.
That's right. Keep you from maybe getting eaten at least.
Oh, I don't fear the biggins like the rest of these little oomies do.
Do the rest of you concur with the Zaro? We should go parlay with these ogres?
Yes.
No.
Demons killed our last ones.
No,
I agree.
But I will follow. If it is what you wish.
Go for him.
I think it is probably the best. Ogrins and the Empire work together all the time. I'm sure they are mercenaries, or we can at least make a deal. I mean, we have all those men at arms we could trade.
Sometimes the Empire goes to war with them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, seems the consensus is that we should go see them. Lucy and I are outvoted. Let us.
I mean,
Move
Luther,
on.
you are in a position of command. You can assert your authority.
Well,
I feel like Nazara would
leader
not guide us
listens- the
incorrectly.
leader listens to his advisors. Let's see if we can parlay with the
Who's going to talk with the
these
ogres?
ogres. I assume the party. Yeah.
We all are.
All of us. All going.
I want to talk with some ogres.
Lucien, Johanna kind of very nervously asks you, are you sure that we should be going into an encampment of ogres like this?
No. But I am
Perhaps-
sure of my friends.
Perhaps me and you should stay behind and protect the caravan.
Is that task I entrust to you?
I humbly request you stay back with me.
In this case, I feel my position is with my friends.
Yes.
Then I will go with you.
You are most welcome.
She's
Look at
very
that.
stalwartly straps her armaments on for possibly the last time and follows Lucien out towards the raucous ogre encampment. You hear drumming is picked up once again. The smell is pungent to all of you that are not ogre kin. It is, one might say, a horrible smell. And not just the smell of cooking, you also smell the foul smell of unwashed ogre flesh and various other means of relief that they are having. As you approach, you're seeing long ways out, specifically Nog is. Henry, are you bringing knights with you, or just you?
I would bring Baudry so he can maybe learn something.
Okay. Baudry comes with you. There are guards at the entrance to the camp, very lazily kind of looking out and seeing you. One of them is just kind of like sitting down on the ground, still sitting, it's as tall as your horse is. Looks like there's a massive club just kind of leaning against like a bone post next to it. The other one is standing. It has a horrific scar down the center of its face. Half of its face is like slightly off kilter than where it should be. Its eye dead. Strange tattoos and markings along its skin as well. Nog, you would notice these gut plates all bear the same mark that you see on the banners. Strangely, Nog, the symbol looks similar to the gut plate that you were wearing.
Which is newer gut plate for me.
It is new.
Interesting. Like similar or the same?
Like, the one you're wearing looks like a better version of what they are wearing.
Interesting. Duly noted.
The guard kind of like sits up as he sees the humans coming. Oh, what you want? What? Who that be there? You biggin', huh?
It's no throat ripper.
No, I don't know no throat ripper.
Well, you're about to. What you doing?
You talk a lot for one that traveled with a bunch of humans.
You ought to see what these humans can do.
They can't do much, I'd say.
Now, you want to tussle or you want to talk?
We go for a tussle then, do we? You seem like a rather sporting sort.
You know, just
You challenging me?
nonchalantly, I don't know how it's holstered, but you know, in the traditional cowboy kicks his duster aside, flaunt my weapon.
You one of them bloody man-eaters.
I've eaten plenty of men. I eat a ogre too.
Roving fools, all yous is.
Fools we may be, but
What you want
You're
me
in
here
our
to talk
way.
to Awful Mouth? Butcher of the ruinous migration?
he's here.
Indeed he is. Cargoob, Awful Mouth,
What's he
prophet
got to
of
say?
the Maw.
Of the mall.
That's why I said.
What business he could have.
He, you have been there with him, not me. So it's getting a little confused.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon I need to talk to that guy. Are you looking for safe passage, or because I don't want to fight him if I don't have to? Feel like
Try to see if we can recruit him.
These are just
Recruit
guards.
some.
These are just two guards sitting outside.
there's just two guards.
There's a whole camp on the other side.
This is the one we thought we would go around, but decided we're going through. Yeah. I'd say, oh, we're just gonna go ahead and pass on through then, and just kind of push my way
Pass
past.
on through. There's a toll. You can't go on through without paying the toll.
What toll you think there is?
I think there's a toll.
Well, how much? You can't count.
I can count on my fingers. And he holds up his hand, and there's two fingers on one hand, and that's it.
Yeah, and so, oh man, I almost want to grab the finger and snap one off.
Are you gonna get close enough to do that, Anog?
Luther
hear-
turns to Henry and Lucy and he goes, "This is going well."
You hear suddenly the large kind of like makeshift bone gate begins to move.
Someone in there's hurting me. That's what's up.
It begins to move outwards. The ogre kind of like steps to the side. A halfling comes walking out. He's got an assortment of what looks like cooking gear draped off of his person.
Glory.
Who be that down there? Oh, God, you got me another folk from the side. Indeed, sir, indeed. As
Roy's gonna be our ticket in.
as they begin to kind of like the two halflings begin to kind of like converse with each other. Oi, Master Nog, you wouldn't believe this. This is me, my second cousin, 3 times removed,
Right.
known as, we always called him Hotwit, but he goes by Toby.
Toby.
Toby Hotwit, sir. Toby Hotwit.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Toby. These fellas here at the gate are giving us a bit of trouble.
I was told that we had visitors and that they was to be escorted to the prophet himself.
That's what I would reckon. That's right proper. And so I kind of look at the guard who was giving us scruff, and I was like,
He kind of just like snarls at you beastly.
told you you'd know who he was.
The horses do not want to enter this camp. They are aggressively trying to avoid going inside what they see as imminent death.
They feel like they'll be eaten by all the ogres.
Yes, they do.
Shall we park the horses?
How many horses do we have with us?
Henry, Baudry, Luther.
Enough for, or few enough for Johanna to escort them back to the camp.
She could. Mm-hmm.
And I would ask her if she would
We wouldn't
I
want to
would-
leave them
escort the horses back to the camp.
I will.
where they could get eaten.
I will take the horses and I will go a safe distance. Not far, just in case.
That would be wise.
I should remind you that should you need extra help, our friend did in fact join us, though he did not say. And she kind of like nods off to the side of the encampment, and you do see Lucien. You see the mongrel slicing into the side of the encampment with a rather large knife and kind of very quietly moving inside.
I'll give her a knowing nod.
Right. The rest of you are asked by little Toby, the chef's aide, to come inside of the ruinous Maw's encampment. We're going in. As you move in, the ogre on guard just kind of like growls at Nog as he moves past. As you move inside, you see instantly at least 50, 60 ogres kind of milling about, and there's probably more sleeping. There are ogres gathered around large boiling pots filled with who knows what they're filled with. Something quite awful if you've met Nog and his ilk many a time at this point.
Totally awful.
There's lots of drinking happening out of these gargantuan, like almost like barrel-sized mugs. And there's an assortment of musicians playing these skin drums. They might be human skin, but they're drums nevertheless. They're kind of like pounding on them. There's kind of like a festive kind of atmosphere going on. There are several like cooking stations where these ogres draped in almost like a butcher's bib and with various implements of cutlery kind of dangling from them, most of it actually hooked into their very flesh, along with these like skinned belts and whatnot full of ingredients. Nog, you would know these as they're literally just called butchers, and they are almost priest-like in your society, as they are considered worshippers of the Maw, the Great Maw.
The Maw.
Mm-hmm. That is your god, Nog. The Maw.
That's right. The Maw.
Yes, indeed.
Of all that must be fed.
It looks like a Sarlacc pit. That's what the Great Maw is, Nog, just to put that in perspective. So, yes. All right. You are led through the encampment. All of you are getting strange stares, but you're being accompanied by Toby, the prophet's own personal chef. As you make your way to what is the largest hut, very elaborate, kind of a little ostentatious, little things draped off of it, lots of symbols and emblems of the Maw and all its splendor kind of painted across it in ogre fashion. Not exactly, Da Vinci style artistry here. But as you make it there, a very rotund, tall ogre steps out from the tent. When he stands, he towers over Nog, a full 2 feet taller than him. He is gargantuan. His gut plate, massive, elaborately filigreed with different symbols and things across them. He has what looks to be the spinal column and upper portion of a human being draped over his shoulder that he has been kind of like snacking on. It kind of like picks out a finger out of one of his teeth, flicks it to the side. The Toby gets to a knee in front of him. I present Kurgoob Awful Mouth, the cruel butcher of the ruinous migration, prophet of the Great Maw.
You prophetness, sir.
Yeah, Nog kind of prophet. The rest of you, he kind of looks towards all the humans. You bring snacks, little one.
I would have brought you an offering. I would have. These, however, all make compatriots. We are tasked with a burden.
You are man-eater.
I have eaten plenty of men,
Good.
but I promise not to eat these ones just yet.
We have fresh men on the menu. Have a bowl full.
I will.
Good. These are to not be touched, depending on how you please the maw.
Indeed.
You must tell
It's
stories
okay, boys. You're with me.
as is told of your kind. He requests a story, Nog.
A story. Oh, I have to tell him a story, eh?
He's requesting a story. He kind of like motions, and some of the other ogres nearby get quiet instantly as he kind of looks at them. And they all turn to listen to the story that Nog.
I think I tell the story, the very first story.
What's the first story?
On the boat, as
Okay.
we set out to, our very first encounter. We set out to actually get to the shore, and it was a crazy storm came along, broke my arm, and ended up afterwards. We crashed on the beach. We were all captured. Ended up being shackled, and didn't hold me though. Broke free, I did. Used my own shackles as a shield. Made a fist, an iron fist. Keep recanting all of that.
This amazing fisherman's tale is happening. You get several questions about boats,
Yeah.
like water and whatnot. Like they're fascinated that you were on the ocean.
Especially it's harrowing.
Yeah.
It's a big word I learned.
A lot of them are like when you talk about certain things, completely oblivious.
That's what happens when you hang out with Mr. Luthor.
Indeed.
You get smart words.
You can tell, Nog, that most of these ogres are just kind of regular guys. They're not highly intellectuals here. They're just doing their thing.
And at every point along the way, I make it sound like the humans are more like my pets.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that's expected.
Yeah.
And the butcher essentially kind of like laughs a few times. He says, "These ones protected, I see, kind of like my favorite nobblers." As he kind of motions down towards these very small goblin-like creatures, but they're smaller than goblins. They're only about a foot and a half tall. There's about eight of them. And they're kind of like wandering around the camp. They're basically like bringing food and whatnot to the butcher as he's been listening to this story.
Yeah, pretty much just like that. Yeah.
He grabs one by accident. And he's like, almost got one. And just kind of like puts it down. It's like it scurries away, almost like that little Jabba creature.
And I hope too, at every point that Rory was taking opportunity to further embellish.
Exactly, of course.
You must have ate 500 men that day, Mr. Nog.
As the story goes over quite well, Nog, you did well. Laughs are had. Time like a solid hour, 2 hours have passed. Everybody's kind of relaxing around there. The humans are all still keeping safe distance away from most of the ogres, I'm assuming. Despite
Just in
them
case.
looking jovial, just in case they, get an inclination. At one point, you guys do see a fight break out over Nog's story as two of the ogres begin to fight about what a boat is, because they're a boat is one of them creatures that you see, right? And then they kind of like go back and forth, and at some point a fight's had, and Nog, it's resolved in the way of all true ogre fashion, as the two ogres begin to strip themselves of everything but their gut plates and wrestle each other. And everybody kind of gets up, and you stop your story for a moment watching it happen. You humans stop to witness just these feats of like amazing strength. These two gigantic creatures wrestling each other, Greco-Roman style. And to your horror, when one of them pins the other one and he loses, he rips the gut plate off of the loser and begins to eat him in front of everyone. And it's just accepted. Everyone's kind of like, oh, as the loser is consumed brutally.
That's just how it happens. And suddenly, everything that they all witnessed earlier all makes sense now.
As one of the fellow ogres is just consumed for his slight towards the other one, the other one's just kind of saying, well, he shouldn't have said nothing, then should he? As they all kind of joking with each other, drinking some more. Nog, you finish your story. The awful mouth, the butcher. He kind of, after hearing your story, he says, you bring good story, little one. What is it you wish from me and my kin?
We need to get through here.
We do not impede your path. You may go as you please.
Our party was diminished. You wouldn't happen to have any idea about stores, what the humans could eat? They can't eat our ogre food.
We got plenty. We just had a feast, we did. Caught us a band of human merchants. They couldn't pay the tax. Ate them up, we did. We got all their stuff right here, though.
Oh, that's right convenient for us, it is. You got no use for it. We could take it off your hands.
Now. What kind of prophet would I be if I didn't abide by the Moor's true standard?
Well, of course, there would be an offering to you and them all.
An offering indeed, a mighty offering to save your small little companions.
Well,
You see, I've been given a vision by the Great Moor. I am to
Blessed be
travel
unto
the
you.
desert and eat of its bosom, feed to its bones, consume all under its sun. And yet, the great creature eludes me. It screams and wails. My best hunters can get nowhere near it.
how could we help with that?
Should you be capable of bringing down the Shrieker, bring me its carcass. All of it! No snacks. And I will give you everything you need.
Well, I'll, momentarily. Be a great prophet. I'll turn away and gather with the crew, and sounds like we have a treasure trove of supplies available to us, but we got to go worm hunting.
Toby will give you details. Throat Ripper and his humans have my protection. He kind of like bellows out over the encampment. They are not to be touched. Not even a pinky finger. or an eye.
That's no pinky fingers. I appreciate you. We'll bring him back. No snacks, all whole.
Whole.
Whole carcass. Might be a little singed. Mr. Luthor, he gets fiery up a
We
little
don't.
bit.
No, it must be perfect.
Perfect, okay. No gaping holes. from
Gaping
what
hole,
much-
okay. No burn.
All right. Okay, all right.
We need to be properly butchered.
This
For the
is
Great
for the
Mall.
mall.
Yes.
This is for the mall. This is for the mall. This is not for me, not for you, but for the mall.
Glad to see you faithful, Gold Ripper. In a time when the
Absolutely.
humans has not made you weak.
No. Mr. Luthor is a strong human.
He looks down at the small wizard. Thin, I might add, in comparison to most of your other
Exactly.
companions.
Exactly.
Henry, rippling with muscle for a human.
Yeah.
He's wearing armor though. You can't.
He's almost as strong as me. So now we have a side quest to go kill a sandworm.
Is it a sandworm? Is that what it is?
That's what I'm
Right.
picturing.
He
in my
told
head.
you to talk to Toby.
Shai Halud.
We gotta go. Yeah, exactly. We
Get
gotta
them
go
alive.
talk to.
He told you to talk to Toby.
I'll just use the
Okay.
voice on it. Let's go talk to Toby.
Toby.
What time of day is it? I feel like
It's getting like in the evening at this point.
yeah.
You've been given snacks this whole time, Nog, drinking of the, and I will say it is very good.
Of course, it's good.
They have good ogre brew as well as basically it's like fermented carcasses that they kind of sludge together into a alcoholic substance. And then of
Awesome.
course they have they've been eating fresh human merchant. So there is that.
We are delicious.
As you are given free passage, you can ultimately leave. The butcher does tell you that do not come back unless you're bringing his prize.
So if we want them supplies, we got to come back.
Pretty much.
All
Toby,
right.
before you leave, Toby tells you that
You see, the shrieker is a great big bird. You see,
Bird.
kind of like what this. It's said to be the biggest bird on this here mountain.
So, anything you've seen, what causes it to come round?
Oh, it likes to
attracts
eat
it?
dead things. It does.
Or like a kind of a vulture?
I don't. I suppose yes. Perhaps that's what you call the thing. It's quite big, though, sir. Quite big.
How often did it eat?
Every night, sir. Finds something out in the desert, brings it back. Very cunning it is. Won't come around the ogre folk. They've been trying to lay traps for it for weeks.
Is there anything of that unfortunate loser left?
which loser?
The
Out in the
ogre.
That's all. Then you haven't heard the shriek or anything. The loser ogre. Oh no, he
Yeah.
ate it.
The whole thing's gone. Okay.
He had to consume him to gain his power up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was wondering though. I was wondering if there's anything.
I mean,
that
you
we
know
could use
this
to lure them.
as a
I know,
disciple of
let's
the
see if we
maw.
get surely we've got something we can use to attract a carrion animal.
There was an entire, group of humans you guys butchered out in the wilderness not too long.
Yeah, but they'd be like beef jerky now. You'll
That's
try it
true.
out.
There would be.
It's true. Or it's already gotten. So we're gonna have to. Come up with some new dead bait.
All right, so are you guys leaving the ogre encampment?
I assume.
What's to go search for the. I mean, or we could camp here tonight and go fresh. But if
Your
it's coming
human
out at night,
companions look extremely nervous about camping.
yeah,
I don't-
might not
I don't
wanna-
wanna camp
might not
here,
wanna- You don't want to. You don't want to.
I don't want to do it.
You don't want to camp at the cattle yard.
I trust the shrieker
Uh,
more than I trust these ogres, bro.
It's fair. It's fair. Yeah, gosh, I don't know. Should we go back out and go hunting tonight, gentlemen?
Let's ask our esteemed leader, Luther. What do you think?
Then we go back and form the camp of what we're doing with the men, and we will then try to hunt this shrieker
Wait out the
without
shrieker.
burning it, apparently.
Yeah.
We can kill it in other ways, right? We can shoot it, at least,
We can
can't we?
shoot it. Yes, we can shoot it.
That was very clear
Yeah.
that we could shoot it.
Perhaps you
No
can
fire
summon
cannons,
some
so-
of your magical swords.
Yes, perhaps.
Perhaps you could offer up your horse as a bait.
Perhaps. Let us leave this place quickly. I'm feeling a little concerned about the hungry eyes looking our way.
As
Let's go.
you leave, about 10 or 15 minutes after you get out of the ogre encampment, you hear footsteps close by. And the mongrel comes walking out of the sands.
Ah,
That was a hell of a story, Nog.
It's all true.
I assume it was.
More or less.
Hunting a buzzard, are we?
That's what they put us to.
If you need some advice on hunting, you can always ask a hunter.
Well, we need to lure it out.
There's more than one way to skin a cat, they say.
It's
You can
true.
lure it out, or you can find its nest.
And you know where it is.
Them ogres all talked about it nesting up towards the top of the mountain. They've been sending a hunting party, so they haven't been coming back.
Well, it must be something more up there than just a buzzard.
Did you say parties of ogres have been going up and not coming down?
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, cool.
No.
Yeah.
Dumb ways to die.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tell the camp. You know,
So you guys going all the way back to the camp?
I didn't think it was that far. I didn't know how far
It's
it
not.
was.
It's not that. I mean,
far.
not too far. But
I just let them know what we're doing so they don't get anxious. You know.
yeah, Johanna sees you guys, brings your
Yeah.
horses back to you. You guys ride to camp. When you get there, Nazaro is very anxious to hear how it all went down. You begin to inform him. Shrieker, huh? Let's ask our guard captain if she knows anything. Go and find Abasi. Let's roll for it. Let's see. Okay. I have heard of the Shrieker before. Yes. It is a great bird, supposedly blessed by the Jinn.
Oh.
It is a legendary creature. If these creatures wish to eat of its flesh, that would be quite the feat. It is said to stake its hunger on not just horses, but entire herds of horses and other creatures. At least this is what is said. It's hard to believe all the tales.
Let's alert the camp. Be on guard, just in case she decides to visit us during the night. But apparently, our toll is to slay this creature.
Is that is the encampment going to? Are they moving on us? Should I be preparing the men, or?
They offer protection as of now, but we must pay a toll if we want to cross them.
Very well.
Hey, Mongrel, would you be so kind as to accompany us on this hunting journey?
Of course. Easily done.
Well, then we take a short rest and head up as soon as we can. Time is of the essence. I have a feeling Nog's kin are not too patient.
Are we hunting this thing tonight?
Well,
It's
word
your
was they
hunting
come
as
out at
well.
night.
So, depending on how you want to do this, it's going to depend on when we're going to move. If we're going tonight, I suggest we get some bait. We go in the morning while it's sleeping. Go find the nest during the day.
We probably would be more rested in the morning. I mean, as in not have fatigue symptom, I think.
What would you be your suggestion, Mongrels? You're the expert.
Hard to tell what we can bait it with. Not sure if we have the necessary materials. Unless you want to offer up some of the men, maybe.
I would not like to do that. I would like to avoid that if possible.
What about horse flesh? Would that work?
I'm sure it would. If it's just a
We're not
feral
offering
creature.
publicity.
And your other option is to find its nest. Kill it while it's sleeping.
We must find its nest.
Buzzard that size is going to nest towards the top of that mountain.
Well, I guess we're going to the top of
That's-
the mountain then.
Yeah, pack our gear and get climbing.
We getting some rest?
Yeah.
We do need a rest.
Go bed down for the night. Each of you going to sleep, preparing yourselves for what's going to be happening on the morrow. In the middle of the night, there is this horrible shriek, ear-piercing even. You hear hollers from the ogre encampment, bellows of a mixture of joy and anger. Wolfram is normally on watch most of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfram... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Goodness.
Wolfram, you see a shadow. Massive shadow. High in the sky against the moon. Fly down towards your encampment. As it gets closer and closer, you realize just how big it actually is. It is enormous. As it flies above you, you make out the shape of wings, a gargantuan bird of some kind. As it flies past you in the direction of all the bodies you guys left out the day before. And that's where we will end tonight's episode.
Oh, what? Oh, man.
Expedition of the Damned.
Ah.
I was ready to do some pheasant hunting.
I know.
Yeah, just tiny little bird.
Tiny.
No, that was a great story and speech you did earlier. I really liked your
Thanks,
part.
man.
Yes.
So let's do favorite most of the night before we get into anything else. Good session. Let's start off with Wolfram.
Well, I definitely liked what Dan did. I liked how he played Nog. I always like how he played Nog, but I like how you had a big part tonight. But I think the most enjoyable part was me having to hold Luther as he's shot in the head, and then having to drop him to the ground so I can shoot the bad guy. Then had to go back and pick him up and tantalizing him with my mouth hand the entire time.
Yes.
And he's the one that rolled a 1, so
That's true, he did. That great.
Yep.
How about Nog? Favorite moment of the night, Nog?
Oh, so many. Of course, the Feast of Feasts.
Feast to
Um,
feast.
our enhanced, partnering with my mentor and liege Luthor to interrogate these traitors,
Traitors.
and then to be Sir Henry's instrument of swift and terrifying justice, except for that one guy.
Yeah, disturbing.
Except for that one guy.
I think that guy's
And
gonna get
yeah,
eaten now.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to get to do that. And now we're on the hunt.
On the hunt, indeed.
Always side quested. We are.
Lucien, favorite moment for the night.
I definitely did enjoy the one roll, but I think the best moment was Luther's interrogation.
It was a grisly event, for sure.
He's becoming more like Wolf.
Definitely some joy
Might be some
in
chaos,
lighting some people on fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Am I going to give him corruption points for it? Yes.
striking
I will.
fear.
I
He's
feel
very
like
hearts of the.
Basking in their
traitors.
pain.
It was horrible.
Either that or Luther just getting headshot immediately
Oh,
in the saddle.
Classy as well. Classic as well. He failed to produce his dome.
The
Oh!
the way that all went down was just so chaotic and
Yes, it was.
no, it was fun.
So hard to guess though.
Luther. Favorite moments of the night, Luther. It's when you got shot in the head.
Yes, and I love whenever I play video games and stuff. You know, it does feel like a lot of times there's something about me, something special that I just get domed all the time. But yeah, I think I enjoyed probably the interrogation scene the most, as well. I felt like, hey, they're traitors, they were gonna die.
Exactly. How dare they?
You justify that, Luther.
Yeah.
You
Big fun,
rationalize it away.
fun, minimal
Oh my little
consequence.
dicks. You're not supposed to
Yeah.
be like, hey, you
Yeah,
come back
exactly.
on no problem. You shot me in the face. It's cool, bro. Those fuckers have died. We all know it.
Oh, that's horrible. Horrible way to go.
I had to get my scalps. I'm gonna
That's
get my
right.
fucking
And I
scalps.
want my scalps.
Got your scalps. Got them for sure.
So,
At least
I can't
somebody got
abide
some
that. Can you
scalps.
abide that?
can you buy that? That's a good deal. Take
Not one
deal.
bit, sir.
Yeah, speaking of scalps, Henry, favorite moments of the night.
I mean, I did enjoy the headshot. What are the chances?
Yeah. Slim, I might say.
It's happened to him, multiple times as well. I enjoyed the dialogue between the ogres. That was comical.
I was totally the smartest
it-
ogre in the room.
It would probably have to be the natural one, just because it was just like, hey, do I notice this?
He's literally
Had a
like
5%
1 in a
chance.
million.
He needed
They
a
rolled 1 in a
5,
million.
a
Yes.
1 to 5 to pass. We rolled a 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
1-1.
It was.
No problem.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, if you
what-
see it, I'd be like, holy shit.
Wasn't it Nog's nimble fingers? Didn't that save Luther
Yes, it did.
from bleeding out? That's
Yeah,
right.
you saved from bleeding out. Well, if I had a favorite moment, it was certainly the image of Luther's body bouncing off of his horse
Thrown
into the
off the
sand.
sand.
It was like
His white
just
horse.
like rolling off.
Give me some room.
Just like, oh, damn it! It's like I'm bleeding.
I
Just
mean,
laying there.
it was
All
probably
falling.
Wolfram using it as a human
Falling.
shield, just like.
Yeah,
You know, that's exactly what happened. Wolfram was like,
body
oh shit!
falling into Wolfram's arms. Wolfram just kind of going like, pushing me off.
I don't know why
Good.
Luther can't cast spells under pressure. He just can't do it.
Oh, you can't do it.
Can't do
Under
it.
pressure.
It's hard to do. It's hard to cast them instantly.
It is hard.
You don't want to do it. You have to channel.
Trouble using your wand when the heat is on.
It is. It's tough. It's tough.
It's tough.
That pressure,
But yeah, that'd definitely be my favorite moment. So yeah, awesome session, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Do make sure, all of you out there watching, to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, and of course, check out the lovable Dan Decker. I've got links in the description to his social media experiences, and do leave us a comment. We enjoy reading them. And it gives you a way to interact, because we do the viewer decisions, which we will, of course, will be having one for this session. So, viewer decision for the upcoming episode is going to be one the guys will enjoy. It is a boon.
Oh.
One of our party members. So, whoever gets the most votes will receive a boon of some sorts, and the next
Team
episode
Nog.
we'll see what it is. We'll see who
Vote for
gets
me.
it. Vote for me! So one of our party members will be claiming a boon. They must be present to claim their boon. It's gonna be what's it called, like raffle rules. If you want your prize, you gotta be there. Go to the runner-up. I don't know what to tell you. So we'll have a boon for next session. Just type like whoever's name and then boon, and that's who's going to get their vote. So we'll see.
WOLFRAM. There you go.
Mine is the shortest
Don't
name.
let Patrick sign in with his burner
with
account.
his dummy accounts. He's got all of them signed in.
Because been over one day. This been over one day.
Wolfram got like 4 of them in 5 minutes.
Long time
so
listener,
weird.
first time caller.
Yeah, exactly. So, awesome. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure to vote in the viewer decision to help you influence the game. And that's going to be it for the Expedition of the Damned. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good day.